Hello. So last time I've just stopped the video because there was a bug and I didn't find it. But now, so what's happening is this is the previous one. So I'm just gonna modify it to work. This is the working one, which I modified already. I'm gonna comment this out and I'm gonna uncomment this one. Now when I do that, we have obvious a problem here, which we got the last time as well. Now let me see just if I'm now the problem being is when I try to implement this list map item, I didn't keep in mind this one should replace this line. So what I did is I just delete here the whole sentence, then I delete this div. Now what else I've done is I misplaced, it's all syntax here, is nothing like major or something like that. So I delete this one and I just close the bracket. Now this one solve my problem, and now it's all up and running, and I look for something like system. The site is working. I can dismiss them all, and I can work that again as well. Now I'm gonna keep doing the exercise, keep doing the book. I can't remember if I did that on search submit event. Let me check out. On search. So sorry, I've just got a bit interrupted now. I'm back now. On search submit event, this should be in the constructor. Yeah, so what they add is that event, and on the bottom they added this prevent default, yeah. I probably have to remove this one, and I still have my application running. Now next one is paginated fetch. Did you have a closer look at the return data structure yet? The Hacker News API returns more than a list of hits. The page property, which is 0 in the first response, can be used to fetch more paginated data. You only need to pass the next page with the same search term to the API. Let's extend the composable API constant so that it can deal with paginated data. Now let's see. It's here. So this after the query. They separate it like that. Now I don't know why my computer is lagging like that. Const parm page. Okay. Now you can use these constants to add the page parameters to your API request. This is just a playground, I'm not gonna do that. The fetch search top stories method will take the page as second argument. The component did mount and on the search submit methods take the default page for the initial API calls. They should fetch the first page on the first request. Every additional fetch should fetch the next page. Now in component did mount, they added here, so let's comment this out and see what is the difference basically. So this does fetch search top stories, they just add that default page as a parameter. I can delete this one, it was just to compare, only for learning purposes. Now after this one, fetch search top story search term, they close the bracket here, and now they do that on the next one, but where they do it? On search submit, on search. Here. So on fetch search top stories, they add page. Yeah. So they do this one like that. So they add this one, and if we want to compare, oops, so now the difference is they add the page here, then path base, path search, parameter search, search term, and they add parameter page. So this is the two where we've done it, we've done this one here. Now I can okay, let me see if my page is not, no, it's not working. Now on search submit, they add this one. On search submit, on search, so they implement that here. Now you can use the current page from the API response in fetch search top stories. You can use this method in a button to fetch more stories on a button click. Let's use the button to fetch more paginated data from the Hacker News API. You only need to define the onClick function, which takes the current search term and the next page. Now we do that. Const page. Okay. So we do it just here, and now we implement interactions. And this is gonna be straight here. Something like that. I think I have something wrong here. They close. That div never been open anywhere. Should be here. Okay. Now I close. Div open, div close. Unreachable code. Did you mean? Another div should be here. It's actually here. Let me tidy up this one. Oh, I know what's happened. All these comments, all this code. Now let's debug it. Expected corresponding JSX closing tag for div. We close it here. So now button button open, button close, open. Okay, why is unreachable? Now this is a bit weird. Yeah, sorry for this. I'm not like prepared. I didn't do it before. It is very much new for me, so I'm just trying to learn on Go. Now let's see how we're gonna do that. Okay, we open the button. we do that arrow function here. There is one step missing. You fetch the next page of data, but to overwrite your previous page of data, you want to concatenate the old and new data. Let's adjust the functionality to add the new data rather than to overwrite it. Okay, this next step. Well, if I delete this one, this is not gonna make any changes. Expecting Unicode escape sequence button. No. Now we concatenate. Okay, they talk about this concatenation. You want to concatenate +1 page +1. Maybe this syntax is old one. Now +1. No, it's the other one. Okay. I think this backslash is wrong here because it's giving me syntax error. We're gonna find out later on when the program have to run. You fetch the next page of data, but it will overwrite your previous page of data. You want to concatenate the old and new data. Let's adjust the functionality to add the new data rather than to override it. Now we have to implement the whole one, actually including the curly braces. Now let's find where we can put this one. Set search top stories. Set search top stories. Okay. Const hit page. I think they remove. Yeah, they remove this dot set state. Yeah, it's actually here, so they modify it. And I'm gonna replace it like that. Okay, the page is still not working. Let's keep reading. First, you get the hits and page from the result. Second, you have to check if there are already old hits. When the page is 0, it is a new search request from component did mount or on search submit. The hits are empty, but when you click the more button to fetch paginated data, the page isn't 0. It is the next page. The old hits are already stored in your state and thus can be used. Third, you don't want to override the old hits. You can merge old and new hits from the recent API request. Now, fourth, you set the merged hits and page in the internal component state. You can make one last adjustment. When you try the more button, it only fetches a few list items The API URL can be extended to fetch more list items with each request. Again, you can add more composable path constants. Okay, let's do that then. Let's do it. Constant and now you can use the constant to extend the API URL. Okay, this is only fetch search stop stories. Fetch search. Now we will extend the URL here. A constructor method was expected, unexpected token. Okay. Page afterward, the request to the Hacker News API fetch more list items in one request than before. Well, it's obviously not working, but let me see how we're gonna do that now. A constructor method accessor property were expected. Very weird. Where it can be. There's probably another error like before. Oh, maybe this is in like a new line. Yeah. Okay. Now this solves the problem. Let's see if our application is actually working. Yeah, now the application is working. And we have more, which is obviously loading more stories and more. And is working flawlessly. Okay. Client cache. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for next video, as this video is 23 minutes. I'm just gonna keep it short for now because I have to go to school in 2 minutes. So see you next time.